Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Zebu Nation. This is our Loser to Legend series with the Bully Wee, Clyde FC. That's right, we're back again. And it's, a few games into our League 2 season. You saw in our previous video, our very first game in League 2 was a draw. And since then, we've played very well. We are in second place after 9 games. 5 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses for a total of 17 points. And that puts us just 1 point behind Sterling for the top spot in the league, an automatic promotion. And that's what we're going for this season. I believe it. You believe it. We believe it that we can finish top and get promoted. That's what this season is all about. Now, before we get into our next game in this Scottish Cup over here that we got going on, let's run down the checklist and see where we're at after 9 games. We got the under-20s. Not much has changed here. We dropped several players down into the under-20s just to give them a fighting chance at winning some games and get some guys some much-needed playing time. There's a couple of guys down here who probably shouldn't be here. They should be at least reserves in our first team, and that would be Matt Flynn and Mark Burbridge. Now, these guys were kind of injured early, and, they weren't playing because their positions have kind of been usurped by younger players. And because of that, I tried to trade them. I tried to get rid of them, put them on the auction block, whatever I could do to get rid of these guys, but nobody wanted them. I couldn't get rid of them, so I'm going to have to find ways to integrate these guys back into the team. Now, luckily, they haven't been any problem with our squad harmony. They've taken this, in stride like professionals. So that's good. But, a guy like Matt Flynn, he's 29 years old, making $10.5K a season. That's, pretty high for this team. It's what makes him one of the highest earners on the team. And for a guy who's not playing, that's too much. So we're going to, I don't know. There's not much we can do about it. We can't, this isn't like the MLS where we can just cut a guy and say, go to the waiver draft and get out of here. Here in Scotland, they actually honor a contract, unlike in the United States where, well, at least in sports, contracts mean very little. You can just cut a guy anytime you want. So anyway, we can't just cut these guys, can't get rid of them. Nobody wants them, can't trade them. So we're just going to have to use them, I suppose. It's better than them sitting on the bench collecting dust. But we'll figure out what to do with those guys later. For now, the reason we've been wanting to get rid of these guys is, it's not because I have anything particularly against these guys. It's not that they're bad players or whatever. It's just that financially we've run into some problems, some hiccups here. And it's my fault. I have to take the blame for this. But if you remember last video, we were up here. We were up in August at sort of the zenith of our financials. And since then, it's been a steady decline until finally we're in the red, negative 22,857 pounds on the season. It's not good. And a lot of that is because I've been hiring coaches. I've been, bringing in a few players here and there, and I brought in one too many players. As you can see here from our payroll, we've got a $194,000 payroll, and we're currently spending $195,000. So it's a, minor miscalculation on my part. I thought I had figured it out to the point that, we had enough room to sign that last guy, but something was wrong with my calculations. It must have been, his goal bonuses or appearance fees or something pushed it over the line. And since then, our finances have just dropped off a cliff. And now we got to figure out a way to get these finances back up. And unfortunately, I forgot the golden rule when you play with one of these lower league teams, which is in your first season, don't bring any guys in until you shed some guys, until you let some guys go. Because otherwise you're going to throw off the financial equilibrium that each team starts with. Sports Interactive made a tweak. I forgot if it was in a patch or if it was just part of FM18, but I think it was a patch where they made sure that each team starts out the season with some kind of balanced finances. So when you start bringing players in, it throws that balance, whether it's artificial or not, it throws that balance off, and stuff like this starts happening. So I hate worrying about finances. I always try to keep our finances in balance. So this is going to bug me for the rest of the season until we get it figured out. All right. Now the good news is the board doesn't really care that much that our finance, or they haven't started to care yet that our finances are in a little bit of trouble because, I'm stable right now at 52% job security. That's pretty good. And if you look at the board confidence level down here, club finances is fine at 49%. It's a little, it's 1% below 50, so it's not like great or anything, but it's not in the tank, that's for sure. The one thing keeping us afloat right now is locker room atmosphere up here at 73%. They're very happy about that. They're a little bit unhappy about our lack of leadership support, but you know what? That's going to come. As we start to win games and build that locker room even more, that leadership support should follow, so it shouldn't be any problem. Speaking of club, we'll take a look at the club real quick. Not much has changed. Finances are still okay, I guess. So that's good. Nothing else has changed. Yeah, we're still the coach. These guys are still our captains. Good Willie's still our best player. Yada, yada, yada. All right, transfers. We got some interest in this fella here, Lewis Wilson. He's a 21-year-old left defender. There have been a few teams sniffing around wanting to sign him, but we're not paying him anything anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether they sign him or not. I guess his appearance fees could go off the books and that kind of stuff. So that's fine, but if they sign Lewis Wilson away from us, I'm okay with that. He's not going to play anyway. He doesn't really have much in the way of potential, at least according to the game. So, it's no big loss if we lose him. Now, in terms of guys who've arrived, you saw in the last episode, Jay McAnally came in off the street, riding his motorcycle with a leather jacket and, just came on and started scoring goals for us. And he's been pretty good for us, no doubt about that. We got James Thomas as well in July. I guess I should look at the months. And that was kind of a bad signing because we didn't really know what we had in McAnally because he came out of nowhere. So we had already started to sign Thomas, and so now we signed 2 strikers, and we didn't really need 2, and Thomas has hardly played this season, if he's played at all. I don't think so. So that was kind of a bad signing. We, wasted a little bit of money there. And then in August, we went out, we signed Jamie Montgomery, a center midfielder. This is a guy we needed. This wasn't a superfluous signing like Thomas was, because we had a lot of injuries in the midfield, and this is a young kid, 21 years old, pretty good potential. But more than that is he's a guy who's just at least competent in the midfield. He's got first touch, he's got passing, and so he's a guy we can just give him the ball and have him distribute from that center midfield, and he's done a very good job of that. He's also got pretty good speed. His acceleration is very good. Strength is a little really bad. Let's face it, 4 strength for center mid is pretty bad. But he makes up for that with speed and quickness and, a little bit of first touch and passing. So he's a guy who's played well for us. Whether or not he's the future of the club, I don't know. But at least for now, he's playing well, and that's a good signing. And then the final signing I made that pushed us over the brink is this guy, Paul Essamont, another striker. I signed 3 strikers, which I did not need to do, but I couldn't pass up this guy. 13 pace, 13 acceleration, and 13 finishing to go along with, some heading and some off the ball here and there. It's just, this is a guy who scores goals. He's an advanced forward. He can play poacher. And he's got good potential. So I just couldn't pass up a 19-year-old with these skills. And so we signed him. We signed him for free. his contract is $0, but somehow he still put us over the edge. So it must have been his appearance fees and that kind of stuff that did it. So, it's my fault. Bad signings, or at least, I don't know. I guess they're bad signings, but, they've played well for us. McAnally is our leading goal scorer, and Montgomery's one of our better performers in the regular season. So, I don't know. Financially bad, but on the field, good. We'll put it that way. Scouting, not much has changed. Our database has definitely grown. Got a lot of more players in here, but we're not going to sign any of these guys because either they're too expensive or we just don't have the salary cap to sign anybody anyway. So it doesn't. Well, not salary cap. We don't have the budget, put it that way, to sign these guys. So right now, scouting is on hold. Yeah, maybe I could adjust the budget. Is that something you can do? You can only adjust it to transfer. So can I adjust the scouting budget to the transfer budget, and then the transfer budget to salary? $680 or $817. Okay. This is an experiment. Let's try it. So we're going to lower the scouting budget by $800. That's good. So now we got a transfer budget, and now we're going to go to the Oh, we can't do it the other way. We can't do it backwards. All right. Okay. It's worth a shot. All right. So we've done with scouting. Medical center. Nothing doing on the medical center. Our top-notch physios are still taking care of business in terms of injuries and that kind of stuff. Training, we got a couple of new coaches, namely Gordon Dury, a 51-year-old Scottish coach, and he is our attacking coach. You can see he's got a whopping 10 attacking, which is like magnificent. And then he's also got determination and discipline and adaptability. He can judge player ability pretty good. So, he's a very good addition to the team. And as you can see, he's got 3 stars in attacking. So that makes him one of the better coaches in the league, I would assume. Definitely the best coach on our staff in terms of his one position, which is attacking. So hopefully he can help us score some more goals this season. That would be very, very good. And in terms of staff, some of the signings that we made, we got a full staff now of 6 coaches. We got the head coach, goalkeeping coach, fitness coach, youth development, assistant coach, and 1 general coach. Now, something about the recruitment team is I mentioned in the previous video that I wanted to rent out my spare bedroom as the data analyst center and then hire a data analyst. Unfortunately, the board doesn't want a data analyst. I guess without some facilities, there's no use of having a data analyst, maybe. So the only thing we could hire is another scout, and I'll probably do that, but not right away. So instead, I hired a sports scientist to, make sure we have no injuries. So we hired Stefan Dahl. Would you pronounce his name Steven or Stefan? It's spelled like Stefan. So anyway, Stefan here, he's going to be our roommate for the season because he's a young man, 26 years old, unmarried. As you can see over here, he was born in Kirkcaldy, February of 1991, and then nothing else happened in his entire life until he was signed by Clyde FC as their sports scientist. So this guy was born to be our sports scientist, and since he's from Kirkcaldy, he needs a place to live now that he's working here. And so he's going to share the rent with us, and that should help us all out financially. Coaching, he's a pretty good fitness coach. Maybe we should have hired this guy as a fitness coach. He's actually better than our current fitness coach, which of course I have to hear about nonstop, at the breakfast table where he's just saying, oh, the fitness coach is doing this wrong and that wrong and I could do it better and all that stuff. So that's kind of annoying, but as long as he pays the bills, I'll sit there and listen to it. And speaking of, listening to your coworkers and teammates, let's talk about dynamics for a minute. And our dynamics are looking okay, other than match cohesion is still very poor. We're still working on it. but it's just not coming around for whatever reason. Locker room atmosphere is very good. That's outstanding. We got 9 players right now, 9 first-teamers who are all very happy. That's outstanding. We got a lot of players who share the same nationality, language, length of time, and levels of professionalism. So our squad is very cohesive, very compatible squad. Leadership support is average. I think that's pretty good for a Sunday league coach to come in here and get average leadership support. Your performance as a head coach is having a positive effect on the players, so that's outstanding. Take a look at the hierarchy. We still don't have a team leader, which is surprising, with the veterans we got on this team. Somebody should step up as a team leader. Nickel, who's our team captain, he's stuck in the influential players spot. Goodwillie is our only highly influential player. The Scottish Messi is still not really on our side. Take a look here. He is the only player who opposes us, unfortunately. He's been playing games now, so hopefully that comes around. Gormley has come around to at least not oppose us anymore, and he's hardly played at all, so I don't know what that's all about. We got a lot of support now than what we had earlier in this season. We got 12 players who support us, mostly the young players. But Curry, our goalkeeper, supports us, so that's very, very good. Cudahy, our assistant captain, is one of our supporters. A lot of the young players, Breslin, Thomas, Esselmont, our new signee. So, I think overall things are going very, very well. Social groups, we got rid of our social group B. Those guys moved lock, stock, and barrel up into the core social group. So you can see Cudahy is up there now in the core social group, so that's good. The second group is not really a problem. They're just a bunch of frat brothers or something. I don't know. I'd like to move some of these others up there, get these guys some friend requests. Curry, Breslin would definitely be good up there. Stewart as well. McAnally, he's a loner. He's a rebel. He doesn't really need friends. Same with Curry. Curry is a guy we looked at earlier. 2 leadership, 1 flair. This guy is, he's a loner, but, we'll work on it. We'll work on him. Maybe he'll get that friend request by the end of the season. And then happiness, of course, it's all green. Green, super green, all the way down the list. Even Mr. Smart is exceptional for some reason. He's hardly played since the early season. He's hardly played, but he's still happy about it. Our one problem player is still our reserve goalkeeper, PJ Morrison. He's concerned about playing time, as he should be, because if it's up to me, this guy will never play a game this season. He'll sit on the bench because our starting goalkeeper is so much better than him that it's, ridiculous. All right. Anything else we got to look at? I don't think we need to look at much of anything else. So we'll take a look at the schedule, see how we got here. As you remember last episode, Berwick, we drew them 1-1, and after that we went on an outstanding run, 4 straight wins, including 3-1 over Annan. So we're, playing very good. We only gave up 2 goals in that 4-game stretch, so defensively, very good. Then we had kind of an anomaly versus Edinburgh City, 3-1 loss. The wheels just kind of fell off the train on that one. And, like I said, just an anomaly. Then we came back with a win over Cowdenbeath and a 1-0 loss to Montrose, which nobody scored. I don't know. We hardly got any chances at all. I don't know if Montrose's defense was just that good or if our offense just stagnated. I don't know what it was. And then last game, we had a 1-1 draw versus Peterhead, which we should have won that game, but they came back in the last minute, got a goal. So that brings us to where we're at, which is the Scottish Cup second round. Celtic is the title holder, so it's going to take us, it's going to take kind of a miracle to win this cup, to beat a team like Celtic. But, we got a long way to go before we got to face them. And that's very good, because what's really important about this cup, forget about, the silverware for a minute. Let's talk about some cold hard cash. So let's look at the rules. Look at this appearance money, $4K just for playing in the game. You don't even have to win it. You just have to play it. So we need to win these games and stay in this cup to get that prize money, because that's how we can balance our budget. If we're not going to be able to get rid of any of these players and shed some salary, at least we can bring in some winnings. You know, more money, more gate receipts, and, you know, balance the budgets that way. So, I guess that's where we're at. That brings us to the Scottish Cup, where we're going to be playing Brora, which is a semi-professional team playing in the Highland League. So they're a league below us. So we should be the favorites in this game. We should be able to beat these guys. Take a look at their senior squad, and they're not really that good. You know, they got a lone goalkeeper. Their best player, Nicholson, is injured. Their second best player, McLeod, is likewise injured. So they got a lot of problems. We should be able to beat this team and, keep the train rolling, keep the checks coming in. So let's go to the match preview. Let's go, basically. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is let's go. It's showers, 50 degrees. So it's, not a great day. It is Scotland. I suppose it's going to rain quite a bit these days. But you know what? In FM 18, it's rained all the time. It seems like it's raining every game. Even in my LA save, Los Angeles, California, never rains there. It rains all the time in FM 18. So, Sports Interactive, if you're listening, turn down the rain dial, please, especially in California. All right, anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Bully Wee, Clyde FC. And here's our starting lineup. Curry, of course, in goal. Stewart and Breslin, the youngsters, at the fullback positions. McNiff and Monroe have been playing very well as central defense. Their team work is done wonders for us. Nickel, our team captain, also playing very well at the defensive midfielder, 6.94 rating. That's pretty decent. Cudahy and Montgomery, our signee. Look at this. He's been one of our best players. 7 appearance, 7.09 average ratings. That's really good for a young player playing in the midfield. Here's Goodwillie, the Scottish Messi. This guy has not been playing well. He's been playing the opposite of well. 6.58. He's got a goal and an assist in 8 games, but 6.58 rating is like one of the worst ratings on the team. So he's got to step it up. He's coming off injury. He's getting used to his new teammates. Let's hope he can, step it up. All right. And then Ferguson, our young right winger, he's also been one of our better players. 3 assists in 5 games, 7.04 rating. And then Esselmont, our new signee, he's making his debut, 19 years old. He's replacing our leading goal scorer on the season, so maybe this is a dumb move, but I'm putting him in there anyway. And it looks like Brora is going with a 4-3-3. We got to watch out for this character here. Campbell, 6 goals on the season. And McKay, their midfielder, 10 assists. Holy cow, we got to do something about that guy. Got to mark that guy. Tactics. Opposition, that's what I'm talking about. Where is he out there? So there's Campbell. Tightly mark and close down on Campbell. Who was that other guy? I completely forgot who it was already. McLean? I guess I should have taken better note of who that was. Anyway, we'll figure that out. Tactics, confirm changes. How do we get out of this? Update, pep talk. Pep talk is what we're talking about. Okay. It's all over to you now. Have a good one. Oh, nobody cared about that. All right, pep talk over. Let's go. Here we are. I think I think we're at home for this. I didn't really look and see. I can't remember what our home stadium looks like. It's been a while since I played because I've been having some computer problems. So, I can't remember what anything looks like. I know what our jerseys look like, our uniform. We're the white and black with the red socks. It's a very classic uniform, so I can't forget that. I think this is our stadium, but I cannot tell at the moment. All right, so, oh, there's a foul. What was that? Stewart, like, dove head first into the turf. That didn't look good. All right, so we're in control right now, and they seem to be, oh, look at that pass forward to Esselmont, using that speed and that finishing to get the goal. What a dude. Look at that, the 19-year-old on his debut. Wow. Yeah, I was trying to explain something else, and suddenly they just blast it forward. Who was that who passed it forward? Our central defender, McNiff, just rockets it forward. Esselmont on the run. Easy finish for the youngster. Just soaking in the rain and the adoration of the crowd simultaneously. None of his friends, well, he doesn't have any friends. He was one of the guys who didn't have a social group, so nobody went over to congratulate him. That's kind of funny. All right, so that was quick. 10 minutes in, and we're up 1 goal. We're controlling the match. They've got an injury already. Brindle, striker, with a potential groin injury. So one of the things I was going to say before we got that goal was that one of the ways I feel like one of the ways to counter a team that plays with 3 strikers is to play control against them, because they've got less players who can come back and try to steal possession, because they got their strikers who are all going to be sitting there trying to play offense and not playing enough defense, unless they've got a bunch of like defensive strikers or complete forwards or something like that. There they go, blast it forward to Gunn, and he knocks it over. All right, I don't like that. I don't like them being able to just blast it over top. So we're going to play disciplined. We're not going to get stuck in. Let's play structured, disciplined, play back, and try not to get beat deep. I don't like what that gives them the possibility to do, which is this. Here's Brindle on the run. He gets tackled by Breslin. Nice. Good old Jack Breslin with the tackle. All right, so our changes have taken into place, and we're just going to hopefully do this for the rest of the match. Pickles. They got a guy named Pickles on their team. That's Pickle Rick. I don't know. All right, he blasts it forward to Richie. Richie tries to get it forward to Gunn. Our defense is back, so that's good. No more of these long balls just blasting it forward. And Stewart, with the steal. It's kind of late. I shouldn't be recording this late, but I've had so many problems with my audio. Now that it's fixed and working, I just got to catch up on the videos. There's another blast forward to Esselmont. Esselmont on the run, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Just couldn't find the right angle there, and chipped it just wide. But he's got a 7.1 rating with that goal, so that's really good. Here's a free kick now for Brora. Here's Bindle again, or is that Brindle? Is that his name? Anyway, offside. Their ratings are okay as well, other than Pickles at a 6.4. They've got to deal with that injury. For an injured dude, Brindle is playing pretty well, or at least he's the focus of their offense. So far, here's McKay sending it in for Brora. He gets back on the rebound, sends it over the goal, over to the brick wall. I mean, this place is walled in like a fortress. No chain link fences for these guys. They're going with brick. All right, here's Breslin. Throw in near side. Gets it to Esselmont. Esselmont drops it back to Breslin. To Nickel. Looking forward to Cudahy. Cudahy getting harassed and looking for some support. Drops it all the way back. Nickel has it now up to Ferguson on the near sideline. He crosses it in. Esselmont gets there. Esselmont can't get a shot off, though. He has no angle. Back to Ferguson. Crosses it to Goodwillie with the header. Hobart gets the stop, but that's the kind of thing we want to see. We want to see Good Willie get involved. He's our best player. We got to do something with him. Here's Ferguson now on the free kick on the near side. Sends it in to Monroe. Gets the header. There's our corner play actually working to perfection, but just not enough steam on that header. But that is exactly what we want that corner play to do. Send it straight to the near post, to the central defender, and he heads it on to the goal. Very good, very good. All right, first half almost over. If we can keep this lead going into the halftime, I'll be very, very happy. 10 seconds left in stoppage time. It's been a fairly quick-moving half. You know, a lot of attempts, 5 shots apiece, and there we go. There is the end of the half. Analysis, no analysis. I'm going to have to check. I read an article. I want to give credit to it, but I forget who it was. Was it FM Scout or Teach FM? One of those. Maybe both of them. Maybe they teamed up. I don't know. And it was talking about you can pick which coaches give you advice, because currently whoever this is right now giving us advice, they are not doing a good job because they never give us any advice. So maybe we don't have that set. I don't know. But we got to get something out of these coaches. Maybe they're just not good enough to give us advice, but they're better coaches than we are. So they ought to, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much. All right. Give the fans something to cheer for today? No. Okay. Whatever. End the pep talk. Let's get out of here. So let's stay with control. It's been working fairly well, I guess. Here's Good Willie to start off the half. Cross. I almost said cross court. Cross the field to Ferguson. Centers to Cudahy. Back to Montgomery, who blasts it forward to Good Willie, who is not going to get there because he's kind of slow. Unfortunately. You know, he's one of our older players. He can't run like he used to. But, you know, he can be effective in other ways if we can just get him the ball. Got a 6.8 rating right now. Montgomery's not looking too hot at a 6.4, down to a 6.3 rating now. So he's got to step it up a little bit there. But other than that, we're looking very good. Breslin with a 7.0 rating. And here we are on the attack. Esselmont gets tackled. And here's Brora now sending it forward to those 3 strikers. Brindle sends it forward to Gunn. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he sends it wide. Good shots. Very nice shot. Keep that up. Keep shooting it like that, and we will all be happy. Here's Curry now with a goal kick. Blasts it downfield to Esselmont. Esselmont wins the header. Back to Nickel at midfield to Good Willie now on the near side. He cuts inside. Sends it across field again to Ferguson. Montgomery has it now, pitches it forward to Esselmont, gets on the end of it using that pace. Nice shot. At least got it on goal. So 13 pace is more than enough for this level, and Esselmont is showing that. Here's Ferguson now with the corner, sends it near post, nobody there. But Good Willie's going to track it down at a leisurely pace. He gets stomped on, gets the call. Brindle again. Yeah, they haven't subbed him out. He's got that injury, potential groin injury. That's not good for a striker. Here's Hoban now. Goal kick for Brora. Sends it downfield. Breslin catches that. Cudahy settles it down at midfield. Forward to Montgomery. To Esselmont. Esselmont gets tackled. And then stands there in wonderment. Ball is bouncing back and forth. Cudahy now gathers it in and gives it away. Maybe we should just bite the bullet and go to counterattack, because we're kind of counterattacking anyway. Esselmont heads it down to Cudahy, to Good Willie, near side. He cuts inside. I think he wants to be an inside forward. What was that pass? What the heck was that pass? Here is Gunn now on the run for Brora. Takes a shot. Not a terrific save by Curry, but he did make the save. All right, boys, let's concentrate. How about that? Cudahy with the nice steal. Brora wanted the foul, but he didn't get it. Cudahy sends the ball forward, intercepted by Ritchie for Cudahy. Centers to McLean. McLean intercepted by Nickel. Nice tackle. And then return the favor. I mean, look out. What is happening here? Centering pass is Greg. Ties it up. I mean, my commentary is not on point right now. I'll give you that. But this is just sort of a disappointing set of affairs here. McKay has it. He just sends it across. It's tipped sort of, I guess, by McNiff. I don't know what he was doing. But Greg was there on the spot to tie it up. So this changes our calculations a little bit. No, not that. I think we're going to... let's go to standard. Close down a little bit on these guys. Yeah. Get a little bit aggressive on our defense. Close down, tightly mark. Get stuck in. See if we can cause some damage. You know, is that something I should be saying? Probably not. All right, rating-wise, Cudahy, not looking too hot. 6.5. Got a few 6.5ers out there, but that's on the edge of do you sub them in, do you not? I don't know. We might have to sub in based on who's tired. Nickel is tired. Ferguson is tired. 83 minutes down. I think we got to get Miller in there, because he is our super sub off the bench. The number one corner man in all of Scotland with 18 corners. Get him in the game and let him do some work. So I think what we'll do is move Cudahy down to defensive midfielder. And then we'll bring in Miller off the bench for nickel. Montgomery is just going to have to suffer at 65. Ferguson, he brought his rating back up to 6.8. Is there anybody else we want to change out? Stewart? Not really. Breslin. Breslin is just about dying out there. But he's got a 7.3 rating. Playing so well. 10 marking, 11 tackling, 10 pace. I mean, he's all right. His mental stats is really where Breslin sticks out. Determination, teamwork, all that stuff. But he's so tired, 61%. And we do have some, fairly reliable backups for him. Especially this guy, Colin Home. He can play anywhere down that defensive line. So we'll put Home out there. He's feeling extremely good. So might as well give him a shot in there and give Breslin a break. It's probably not good to sub out your best rated guy, but sometimes you got to do it. All right, Stewart to Montgomery at midfield to Miller. Chips it forward. Esselman loses it. Pickles has it now for Brora. He just blasts it downfield, but McNiff is there. Miller has it, one of our substitutes. Gets it to Good Willie. Good Willie, come on, buddy. You can do better than that. All right, he recovers. Back to Miller. Centering pass for Montgomery is intercepted by McKay. Gunn has it now on the attack for Brora, but again, McNiff is there. This is turning into a back and forth affair. There's Home, our new substitute, wins a header to Ferguson. Centers again to Miller. Miller's forward. All right. Gunn, Brora. Oh, what a stop by Curry. McKay gets the rebound. He's swarmed and tackled, and we blasted downfield. Let's try just more direct passing. Let's try route one. Blast the ball downfield. How about that? 89 minutes down. Esselmont is injured. We got changes pending. Come on. Let's get those changes enacted so we can sub out Esselmont. Is that gonna work? Come on. All right. Come on, substitute. 30 seconds left in the game. We're gonna bring in McAnally for Esselmont. Advance forward. Poacher. Sure. Play poacher. All right. Let's go. That's our final substitution. I mean, there must be overtime, right? Because it's a cup game. So I think that's fine. Miller wins a header to Goodwillie, to Cudahy. Montgomery forward to Miller. Miller looking to McAnally, who's our new sub, and he gets the ball stolen. Monroe heads it to Miller, back to Montgomery. The passes down the middle are just getting stolen every single time. Here's Monroe heading back. He almost gets beat to that ball. Time should be up. We're just about a minute past time limit right now. Here's Goodwillie on the move on the near sideline. Drops it back to Stewart. Forward to Miller. Cudahy. We're just wasting time, it looks like. Blasts it forward. Goodwillie can't get there. Pickles on the defense. It looks like they're setting back on their defense at the moment. Just playing for overtime. Clyde will be unhappy they couldn't hold on to the narrow win. So is that it? Team talk? Unlucky, boys? What happens? Do we have to play these guys again? Do we get another $4,000? That's what I'm really worried about. Leave match. What happened? Were we the only draw? Let's see. Nope. Lithgow Rose and East Stirlingshire also had a draw. So what happens? Is there an email that will tell me? Nope. Esselmont makes debut. Gets a goal. Good for him. Clyde versus Elgin City. Match rearranged. All right, so we are going to have to play again. That's no good. Is it on our schedule yet? Yep, Scottish Cup replay. The 28th. I mean, are we going to make this a massive video and play a second game? Or are we going to come back for another video? These are the days of our lives. These are the questions that we need to answer. I guess we'll end it here and come back and play Brora again for another special video. Is that what we should do? Yeah, is the answer. All right, so we'll come back. We'll post 2 videos in the day. Why not? Make it special. And we'll come back in a minute and talk to you later. Whatever. See you later. Bye.
They have not a lot of support, just she camels and